What is up, guys? Rickackis here, and this is the best specialist ability in Black Ops 3 that no one is using. Honestly, this is definitely the most underused specialist ability I have seen, considering no one uses it and how powerful I think it is. Again, this is unbelievably underused. And that specialist ability is Psychosis for the Reaper. Now again, I think this is an insanely powerful specialist ability, and here is why. Before I get into my explanation, let's just watch a clip, because I think this really illustrates how Psychosis is utilized and how it's just frankly fantastic. In this clip, I pop my Psychosis and I start running forward. The enemy that has completely flanked me, that should have definitely killed me, is completely distracted by my clones, and I'm able to easily take him off as he's shooting at something that isn't even really there. I then move forward and find yet another enemy who is completely distracted by my clones. If he was doing what he was doing before, probably just aiming around the corner, waiting for someone to come around that corner, I would again probably die, but he's completely distracted. Now I know this is just a single clip, and this doesn't happen all the time with Psychosis, but it really illustrates how powerful this ability is. It is really the ultimate distraction, because the average COD player, even yourself, if you think you're the most amazing COD player ever, if you're looking at a doorway and expecting someone to come through it, and a giant glowing blue robot runs through the door, you bet your bottom dollar you're gonna shoot at it. And 99% of players, when I use Psychosis, they shoot at my clones every time. The distraction capabilities of Psychosis is insane. When you pop it, if you utilize it in a proper scenario, you pop it and your clones run through a doorway and then you run in after them, you can honestly just pick off 2, 3, even more players that are not looking at the doorways anymore. They're turned completely around, not looking at you, trying to kill your clones, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now again, the worst possible scenario is the scenario I brought up of people saying, look, I can tell who is the real player and who is a clone. And that is a valid point. The real player will be stopping and aiming down sights, for example, while the clones always just run forward. Well, firstly, you can solve this by just running as well. It's great as a distraction. People don't really think of this, but there's a lot of scenarios where you know people are, head glitching down a hallway. You know that you're going to die if you poke your head out this hallway. Well, why not just pop Psychosis, run with your robots, and go through the hallway or go beside the hallway into the doorway that you wanted to reach. The enemies that are head glitching, waiting for people to come down the hallway, are likely not going to be able to pick you off and really just have a 1 in 4 chance to guess who is the right guy, allowing you to maybe flank around the enemy team in an otherwise inaccessible location. You've also got to think that, again, the best case scenario for an enemy, if they are able to tell who is the real player, think about that. They see 4 blue things running at them. They have to analyze each one of those things and figure out, okay, this is the one doing something that clones don't do. This is the player. They've then got to aim down sights and engage that enemy. But at that time, after that whole process is completed, you're probably shooting at them first. In fact, there's a lot of occasions while using Psychosis that I'll pop Psychosis and I'll engage enemies and I'll take like 1 or 2 shots near the end of when I'm about to kill them. And I can just tell that the way they're able to realize who is the player is because I'm shooting at them. They say, okay, this is the guy who's not a clone because he's shooting at me. But obviously that's not really a very advantageous position for them, and usually it's much too late for them to have any effect on killing me. They're already long dead. Something again about Psychosis that no one really mentions, but it is a huge factor, is that Psychosis can be used essentially as a discount vision pulse. And here's why. When you utilize your Psychosis, almost everyone shoots at the clones. They just do. They see the clone, they're a COD player, they just shoot. And even if they realize, okay, wait, that's a clone, I'm going to stop shooting, they've already given away their position. Many times when I've been playing matches with Psychosis, I've used Psychosis and just to be able to tell where enemies are. And again, they almost always, as long as they're not using silencers, give away their position. I'm able to tell, okay, there's a guy hiding behind behind the bushes here, there's a guy hiding in the corner here, waiting in a doorway here. I'm able to see where the enemy is because, again, they all just give away their position and show up glowing red on my minimap. And that kind of information is extremely advantageous. I also love Psychosis because I can use it so many times in a round. If I'm playing a game of Safeguard, I can use it upwards of 5 times within that one Safeguard match, maybe even more. And that's because since it's a non-lethal ability, since it's not actually a weapon like the Annihilator or the War Machine, it recharges a lot faster. And although you might not get that amazing pentakill that you got with the War Machine one time, since you're able to use it so much more within a round, and since I would say almost every time I use Psychosis, I'm guaranteed, almost guaranteed 1 kill at least, often 2 and often even more than 2, I'm consistently getting a lot more kills with Psychosis than I would if I was using any of the lethal specialist abilities. And again, I'm able to use it so many more times within a round. So in summary, I cannot stress the amazingness of Psychosis. Being able to utilize it in an objective scenario, like if you're playing an objective game and let's say you're on Turbine, the last room in Safeguard, you gotta escort that robot through the room that all the enemies are spawning right beside because their spawn point is essentially there, it can be impossible. And I know that's just one example in one map, but I'm sure you guys have played games where everyone is held up in a room in an objective match and you're like, shit, how do I get into this room? Because the objective is in this room and everyone is watching a doorway. Well, just send in the clones. Honestly, again, it distracts everyone. It is so much more effective than throwing any sort of grenade. Everyone is using tac mask, everyone is using flak jacket, and sending those clones, it completely makes those perks irrelevant. Every single person stops, turns, and starts shooting at those clones, in which case you run in and you mop them up. And even if you die, even if you somehow kill yourself with your own grenade extremely embarrassingly and you get no kills for your Psychosis, your clones have given invaluable information to you and your teammates because everyone in that room, everyone in that area of the map has given away their position to shoot at those clones. Your team now knows where they are, you know where they are to re-engage them, and it's a massive advantage gained by you utilizing this ability. And that's why Psychosis is the best specialist ability that no one is using. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, please remember to rate and share this video. It really helps me out. And if you want to see more Black Ops content, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. Now, if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter. That's linked in the description of this video, as is my Twitch channel, which you can follow as well. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day. We need to make it to round 12.
Hold on. I have to go unplug my SCUF controller, get my control freaks out, get in my DXR gaming chair, and anything else that makes me a better player. I gotta go do that real quick. Oh yes, I need to go get my tub of G Fuel. I have the pineapple flavor. It's so good. Oh my god.